Hello everyone, today I am going to add dismemberment to the system. So as you can see here, see this body is dismembered into two parts. So this is what I am going to do today. So this will have also the decapitation that I implemented from the last episode. Alright, let's see how to implement this today. And this episode is sponsored by this generous patron. Thank you very much for your support. Right, so far we have implemented this executions and decapitations like this, and today I wish to implement a way to like cut through the body. Until now we can only cut through the head. We can decapitate the head, but we can't still cut through the body. So that's the part I want to do today. Okay, right, first let me open this NPC character, and here I noticed in the head, I think I cut blur, no, right. So in order to implement cutting through the body, just like this body without head part, we need like a cut, maybe like this, left to right or right to left, maybe both. So let's get them using Blender. I'm following the same procedure as in the last tutorial. So first what I did is, let me show you, export in this mesh asset action, export, and export it to the whatever the place you want. Then go to Blender and import FBX, go to the place you exported and import, and delete this box. Right, now make sure to rename this to armature, otherwise you will get another extra bone when we re-import it to Unreal. Right, now go to the modeling, before going to modeling, make sure to select the mesh, then go to modeling. You will get this will be already selected, and I'll go to the front view, and using this knife tool, left click and select bisect. Let's do a cut like this, and with this option use fill and clear inner. Now this is the part. Let me export this as an FBX. Dismemberment. I'll call this here cut start from left down to right up. LDRU, left down, right up. That's the naming convention I'm going to use. And export. And again clean the clear inner and select clear out. Again export. Wait, previously exported one LDRU lower body, otherwise I will not be able to find which part. Again export LDRU upper body, export. And in the same way, undo, do another cut this way, fill and clear inner and export. So this is now left side is up, so LU, right side is down, LURD upper body, right. Deselect this and select clear outer and export. LURD lower body. Okay, now we have everything we need. Let's go back to Unreal and in the dismembered. Now let's import all of them. Let me import only one and check first. Import mesh, and as the skeleton, select samurai. You can select whatever the skeleton you used and import. Oh, what's wrong? Something is wrong. This is the problem. Here we have armature 1001. Right, we need to fix that. Let me remove this again. Okay, right, now let me try exporting this again. LURD. Right, now it seems fine. Just to preview, let's assign this and see. Yeah, it is working. Great. Okay, and I will assign the red material, but let first now I have to actually re-export all other parts using this armature fix. So I will do that without recording. Right, so using the same procedure, I imported these parts as well, upper part and the lower parts in both sides. Okay, now let me reopen this NPC and where did I implement? Okay, in the parent class. Now let's go to the place where we implemented dismember. So this is for decapitation. So I will implement another blueprint enumeration to determine which kind of a dismemberment we should do. So I'll name this dismemberment types, and as the first one, decapitation, and dismemberment type. That's the description. First type is decapitation. Right. Next type is LDRU. That means left side down, right side up. So that I can use these parts accordingly. And the other one is LURD. That means left side up, right side down. So in that case I will have to use left side up, right side down. This is the upper body. Okay, right. Now let me save all. And again go back to this BPI attack interface that I have implemented dismember event through that interface, and here as an input add dismemberment type. And I'll add the parameter dismemberment types. Right, now here we have the dismemberment type. So okay, so here I'll do a switch, and if the type is decapitation, this path should take place. If not, yeah, we already worked on some part, but let me delete that. Yeah, and here we already have this part, this mesh, which is the main mesh we have, and the dismembered mesh. Here we have only the head, but actually we don't really need only the head. For now I'll assign this, but anyway, this is, I kept it as invisible last time. I have removed visibility. So yeah, and also the collisions are set to no collisions. So we added this part in the previous tutorial because we were trying to implement the head also as a skeletal mesh, but since it was not successful, we implemented the head as a static mesh. Right, now for the dismemberment part that we cut through the body, I am going to reuse that part. Okay, so if it is a LDRU cut, what I have to do is get a reference to dismembered and get a reference to the mesh as well. Set skeletal mesh to, I think I should not enable this re-init pose, and I have already set the master bone this way. Here first let me connect both in the same way, and then do a selection based on dismemberment type. So yeah, if it is a decapitation, we will never take this path. We will take this path only if we have LDRU or LURD. And one more thing, now I have to define, okay, which type of a dismemberment to do based on our anim notifiers as well. And from the anim notifier we call this dismember victim function. So for this also we need to add the input. That function is also something we implemented in the previous episode. We need to add dismemberment type and compile. Right, now we need multiple nodes here. Right, so okay, so for LDRU dismemberment I have to set the dismemberment type as LDRU. Simple. And for LURD I have to set LURD. And for the decapitation I have to keep the decapitation. Right, now the anim notifiers let's know the character blueprint, which type of a dismemberment to do. And we added each of these notifiers into the animations in last episode, so I'm not going to show that part again. Right, so if it is a LDRU, this for this SK dismembered, let's call it dismembered lower body, and I'm going to keep using the mesh as the upper body. So LDRU for the lower body, LDRU lower body, on LU if it is a LURD cut, then LURD lower body. Right, and for the mesh of the character, for the mesh main mesh, I'm gonna set skeletal mesh, that is in the same way using select and dismember type is the selector. And if it is a LDRU upper body, LURD upper body. Right, and also disable reinit pose because I need to keep the same animation. Right, then after that I'll have to where do we use this? Right, I have to set simulate physics for both mesh and the lower body, and also I have to set the dismembered lower body visible, set to visibility to true. And also I have set the master pose component as the mesh. Now I think I have to disable that. So set master pose component as nothing. Right, now let's go back to the animations, and here and check the notifiers a little bit. Oh wait, okay, here. For testing, so what's the first montage? We have LDRU. Okay, but we are using let me, instead of selecting a random hit, let me fix it to only use the 0, because so that we can easily test the dismemberment and see what happens. Right, it is not working yet. Oh, and I forgot one more thing. So in this method, dismember victim, so then we call the dismember function, dismember event, on the dismember target. So I have to connect this. So this event is also something we implemented last time. So because of not having this connection, we didn't it was using the basic the default input, which is decapitation. Right, now let's test. Okay, and you see we can see that these are separated into two parts. Yeah, now it is working, so we can fix it. Okay, first issue I think is this didn't go into ragdoll mode because we have enabled no collisions. So before simulating physics, I'll enable collisions for this dismembered body, otherwise it will not simulate. Set collision enabled to physics only. Right, now you can see the body is divided into two parts, but they are having too much power, which is not good. So I think we can reduce the speed in the same way we did for the decapitation. So let me collapse this part. Add another reroute node here and collapse this part. This is in the tick, so I'll collapse this and I'll name it decapitated speed control. Okay, so actually yeah, let's have another boolean. So I'll duplicate this, I'll call this dismembered, and I'll set dismembered to true here. To true. Alright, now if that is true in the tick, we can do another branch. If it is true, we can access mesh and the dismembered lower body. So in here what we did was, in order to control the speed, set the linear velocity of that object. We get the linear velocity and limited it. So I think we can reuse this part. Yeah, let's promote this to a macro. And I'll call it limit velocity of whatever the input component. Right, now if dismembered, let's get two limit velocity nodes and connect. This is a static mesh. Alright, so we can't reuse it. Right, so but let me copy this then. This is a primitive component, so can we change it to a primitive component? Then I think I should be able to connect a skeletal mesh as well. Oh, it's not working. It is working. Oh, it's not working. Okay, then let me change it back to a static mesh. Oh, what happened? Yeah, let me delete it. Okay, right, so let's re-implement it. Get linear velocity. Okay, for the mesh, and then break the vector just like we did here. Yeah, why don't we copy? No, I'll do it so you guys can follow. We can clamp. As the max speed, I'll use what's the max speed we have is here, minus 50 to plus 50 for x and y. Okay, let me copy this, and minus 500 to plus 500 for z. Okay, let's use the same values. Right, set VC linear velocity. Oh, it's what? Oh, right, let's see what happens if I do that, because it says this should be used cautiously. It may be better used at force, so add impulse. Right, noted. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the speed of the mesh should be controlled now. Shall we check? Okay. Okay, I think it is working, right. So I'll promote this to a material, sorry, a macro. So that I can reuse it for the dismembered lower body. Let's call it limit speed sk. Skeletal mesh. Sk is for skeletal mesh. Duplicate and connect the lower body. Right. Now let's see. Okay. Right, but I think we can use some more speed here. They needs to thrown away into sides. So let's promote these as parameters. XY max, and as I'll directly connect XY max to the max, and then I'll multiply this by -1 and connect it to min. Oh, sorry, for x and y, and for the y I'll add another parameter. Sorry, not y, z, vertical max speed. Right, let's try 100. Vertical max speed, let's try 200. 100, 200. Let's see how it looks now. Okay. Alright. Well, I think if we stop this rotation speed, this would look more realistic, because of this rotation, I think the rotation is too much. Yeah. In here, let's see, get red angular. Is there a way to get the angular velocity? Yeah, let's try this. And can we set? Angular limit. Set angular. Alright, let's try this one. Well, let's set to 0 first and see how it looks. No difference. Why? Alright, I think that's because the velocity comes from the bones, so we will have to modify the physics asset. Right, so this is the physics body for the lower body part of the dismember. Let me select all of these. So if I simulate, it is like this. Oh, actually I need to select the constraints. For testing, select all the constraints and angular limits. All of them are 45. What if I lock them all? Okay, that's not good, but let's use it like this and see how the body behaves. See it thrown away here. Okay. Oh wait, so what if we keep playing the animation on the lower body and simulate physics only for the upper body? Yeah, but we are playing animation for the mesh. Okay, right, then I'll rename this. Instead of lower body, I'll use it as the upper body. And let me exchange this. For the mesh, I'm going to use the lower body. Right, and set simulate physics. I'm gonna break and simulate only the upper body. Right, now let's see. Yeah, I think that's better. Still we need to like control the movement of the upper body. Maybe let's disable simulations for both. Yeah, now that I am not using simulations on the lower body, I can disconnect this part here. And for the upper body, we need to do something now. Right, so this is how it looks now. I think if I add some upward movement to the upper body part, it should look alright. When I simulate, after the simulation starts, let's try that. We can add force to throw it up. Let's try like 1000. I'm not sure how it would work. Oh, and in the same time we are limiting the velocity as well. Let me disconnect that for a moment. No, nothing helps. Okay, and let's try one more thing here. Yeah, set angular velocity in radians. Set all physics. Set all physics angular velocity and radians. And let's set this to 0 and see how it looks. Right, that seems kind of better. Okay, but still it should move upward. And how can I make that happen? Right, let's try something else. Let me completely disconnect this dismembering, and yeah, let's keep the master boss component as it is, and then let's add some local offset. Let's say 20 into the dismembered upper body and see how it looks. Right, that kind of looks okay. Let me see again. Right, so finally this is what I did. I don't need this part. I limited the speed of the linear speed like this for the dismembered upper body. Yeah, actually not the upper, yeah, dismembered upper body. And then here, after dismembering, I disconnected this set master boss component here. I'm not doing that anymore. And then when the main mesh going into the ragdoll mode, I disconnected the upper body from the master boss. So that's basically what I did, and this is how it looks now. And I think for now I can be happy with that. Right, yeah, okay. And now that I have hard coded this attack index here, let me connect it like this, so it should use both sides and decapitations. Let's try that. We need to test one LURD type of dismemberment. Where do we have it? Let's see. LURD, we have in the number 2. LURD, yeah. Let's try number 2. Sorry, this is execution 0 2. That means in here it should be 1. Yeah, okay, let's try 1 as well. Not really good. Yeah, we might have to modify the physics asset of this one. Let's try it like this. I'm not sure. That seems fine. Yeah, so for that cut, so the previous cut I added here, I have added plus 20 offset. So I think for the other side cut, I think it would look better if there is a minus 20. Let's check. Yeah, now we can see the difference. Okay, but how about minus 5? Okay, I think minus 5 is better. So anyway, when I do the dismembering, yeah, based on this I'll set the local offset of the upper body. Set local, set relative location. Let's do it after setting the skeletal mesh. And we can select it using the same dismemberment type. Current one, minus 97. Let me copy it for all, because this should not have to change. Maybe it can. How about minus 90? So it will be moved upward. And LDRU, this is LURD. For LURD we need minus, so minus 5, and LDRU let's set plus 5. Okay, let's see how it looks now. this looks stretched. Okay, so what if I set this back to 0 again? Okay, now let's make it dynamic. Right, now let's see the final preview. That's a decapitation. Right, that's a dismemberment. Another dismemberment. Another dismemberment. Okay. Alright. So that's the final preview, and I'll stop this episode right here. Right, and if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. Link would be in the description below, and I will share the project files without the ghost samurai asset animations, because I don't have the rights to share it. Okay, and I hope to improve this system still, because I am not 100% satisfied with the final result. So yeah, let's see what I can do in future, and thanks for watching. See you in another episode. Goodbye.